Hi friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's video, we're going to be doing my weekly check-in. Thankfully, I have very many fewer transactions than I did last week. It was a much better week, so let's just get into it. Okay, so I have in front of me my expense tracker for the week. We tracked for May 17th through the 23rd. You guys know though that I put a couple of bills that actually came out on the 17th in last week's expense tracker just because I was a little bit behind with my expense tracking, but in the end it all happened in May. It all works out just fine, but just know I would have a couple more transactions this week if I had not done that, but overall, if you compare to last week where I had so many transactions, this week was pretty low-key. So let's just go ahead and go down the list of transactions for the week. We'll color code using my mild liners. That's the way I like to keep track of my budget, just by a color coding system. All of the worksheets I'm using today are available in my Etsy shop. This is my May floral collection, I believe is what I titled it. I will have it linked down below. You can use the coupon code YTFriend to take 15% off your order. You can just go on there, choose the design that you like. I have undated worksheets available in all my different patterns. So just pick the pattern you like, go ahead and purchase it. You can print it and use it over and over again. So that answers that. My mild liners, I will try to remember to link in the description box below as well. I get all of mine on Amazon. So let's just go ahead and go down the list, starting with the first transaction, which was Taco Bell. We went, got some Mexican pizzas. It was expensive, but oh boy, was it delicious. So I track all of my eating out in this yellow color. This is, that is not in English, so I can't tell you exactly what color this is, but it's a really fun yellow color. And so we're just gonna go ahead and highlight all of my eating out categories, and then we'll add it up and figure out how much I spent on eating out this week. It was definitely more than I should have spent considering we're already over budget with eating out, but I kind of told you guys last week we were just gonna end up being over budget because, you know, we're not gonna stop eating out. We should, but hopefully we'll come in under budget in some other categories to help offset some of the overspending. So we did $48 at Taco Bell, and then we did have one more eating out transaction. We ordered a pizza when my mother-in-law was here. A couple of pizzas actually, and that was $43.43. So we spent a total, can you guys see that? Let me up the brightness here. We spent a total of $91.43 on eating out this week. Oh boy, definitely. I'm gonna try in June to cut back on how much we're spending on food, get back to my grocery, my meal plan and my grocery lists, and just try to do better. But for now, we're just gonna kind of keep going and hope for the best. So $91.43 for eating out this week. Next up we have some bills, so I always highlight my bills in blue. So we had Ashley Furniture come out at $156. Then we had our Chase minimum payment, which is $70. We had our First Merchants Bank minimum payment, which is $56. These are all credit cards that we will eventually tackle on this debt-free journey. The card we are currently working on is our Chase card. So that gets any extra money that we have to pay towards credit cards, and all of my other credit cards just get the minimum payment. So that was it for the credit cards. And then I did have my Weight Watchers, which I haven't even been using, but I'm locked in to a contract, so I can't get out of it without paying an exorbitant fee. So $22.95 for that. And that was it for bills this week. Like I said, it was a pretty low-key week. Not a ton of transactions, which was so nice in comparison. So we had $304 with 95 cents in bills this week. Just go ahead and highlight that as well. Usually try to remember to highlight first so that I don't smear my ink, but this pen here, which is from Muji, actually doesn't smear too badly, so that's good. All right, for spending, we just pulled out cash at the start of the week. $100. That's $20 for myself, $20 for my son, $60 for my husband. So that's $100. That's just as we planned. For groceries, we did really well this week. You guys know last week we went to Sam's Club, stocked up on a bunch of stuff, so we didn't need a whole heck of a lot. We did do a couple of different transactions though. My husband wanted to do some grilling of certain things, so we did 24, 23, and then 29, 63, so a total of 53.86. Not too bad at all. And then the very last transaction that we had for the week was gas, and oh my gosh, you guys, is gas ever gonna stop going up? It cost us $60 to fill my tank. In comparison, just a month ago, it was costing us $40 at a time, so definitely we've seen a huge increase in gas. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what gas prices are in your area. I believe we paid for 30 something. I could be wrong, a gallon. But yeah, I know it's a lot higher than that in other places, so let me know down below. So that was $60 for gas. Okay, so all in all, not too shabby. We spent a total of $610 with 24 cents from our variable categories this week. There has been a lot of movement in my sinking funds. I think I'm actually just going to empty out my sinking funds and start from scratch, because it seems like we're putting a ton of money into sinking funds every month. Not this month, you guys know I skipped adding money to our sinking funds this month, but in general it seems like we're adding like $2,000 a month and then immediately spending $2,000 a month. So I'm gonna rethink my sinking funds, see if there's not some categories that I can shift around. And I've been in a constant state of upheaval with my sinking funds, it seems like. I'm always changing things, talking about whether I want to continue to do cash or if I want to keep everything in the bank. So there's going to be some shaking up with my sinking funds, but that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about that today. That's my expenses for the week. So now let me go ahead and pull this out and flip over to my hybrid budget. If you are not familiar with the way that I do my budget, this is the system that I use. I call it the hybrid budget. It is a budget worksheet duo that you can pretty much break down your entire monthly budget in one 2-page spread. So this is everything that I need to pay for the month. I have a section for each week to track how much I'm spending in my variable categories. I've got a spot here for savings, how much we're putting into savings, how much we're putting into sinking funds, and how much we are paying in extra debt payments. It's a really great system, if I do say so myself. It's been working really great for me. So I do have this available in my Etsy shop as well in lots of different patterns if you're interested in trying it out. For now, I'm just going to fold this in half because we're not working with this side of the planner today. We are going to fill out week 3 here using the information from that expense tracker I just filled out. So the categories that I keep track of for my variable spending are Sam's Club, grocery, eating out, household, gas, spending, and miscellaneous. Some of these categories we spent money from this week, some of them we didn't. So if I just look here at last week's remaining category, this is how much we have remaining in each of these categories from our overall monthly budget. So that's kind of our starting point, and then we'll take what we spent this week from that to figure out what we have remaining for the remainder of the month. So for Sam's Club, we didn't have any transactions this week. We spent nothing. I'm actually going to pull this guy out too so I'm not writing against the discs. I keep all of my worksheets in a Happy Planner disc bound system that works out really well. I love being able to pull the pages right out in order to write on them, change them around if I want to put them in a different order or whatever. Love my Happy Planner disc bound system. Okay, so Sam's Club we spent nothing. Last week we had $12.89 remaining, so that is still what we have remaining for the week, or for the month rather. And you guys know we started with a total of $300. I actually don't anticipate spending any more money at Sam's Club this month. We usually only go to Sam's Club once a month, so we did come in under budget for Sam's Club, but I'm not going to write it in here in this actual column yet, just in case we happen to go back to Sam's Club. We probably won't though. From grocery then, we spent a total of $53.86 this week. And last time we checked in, we had $160.08 remaining of our $600 that we budgeted for the month. So if we subtract $53.86 from that, we have $106 with 22 cents remaining in our grocery budget. And we're probably going to go grocery shopping at least once more, maybe twice more. Food has definitely been the downfall with my budget as of late. Eating out has been off the rails. Grocery shopping has been super expensive. Part of that is obviously that prices have just gone up everywhere, but the other part is just that I have not been disciplined with sticking to my budget, and that's something I really need to work on. But for now, we're like in the thick of May. I can see the end of May approaching rapidly, so hopefully in June we'll do better. I'm going to try to keep our grocery spending as small as possible between now and the end of the month, but I'm kind of aware that $106.22 is not a whole heck of a lot in the grand scheme of things with grocery prices being what they are, so I do anticipate probably going over on our grocery budget a little bit. And you guys know, eating out, we're already like way over budget. So, you know, I say it every week, it is what it is, but just know that I am taking it seriously. I'm really thinking about what I can change in June to hopefully not have this be the case again for like the third or fourth month in a row where we're just flying over our budgeted numbers. I've had a rough couple of months, just emotionally. I'm not going to get into it. It's just been rough, and I've kind of been using that as my excuse not to stress too much about going over budget, but I mean, it's something that I really do need to zip up and change for June, and hopefully I will be able to do that. So you guys will have to watch my June budget videos to see if I can break this really bad cycle that I've been in. Alright, so eating out. Last time we checked in, we were already over budget by $7.89, and then we went ahead and spent $91.43 this week. So not the best situation. Are we going to continue to eat out the rest of the month? I'm hoping not. It's not my plan to eat out anymore this month. But we're just going to kind of have to see. We're in a super busy stage of life right now. We're all kind of going in 500 different directions. So hopefully we can avoid eating out, but we'll just kind of see. Like I said, I don't plan on eating out anymore, but knowing us, we probably will. But we will try to keep it to a minimum. So yeah, we are Now $83.54 over budget. We started the month with a budget of $150, which is significantly lower than what I typically budget. So, I mean, that obviously is a big reason why we're over budget, just because I budgeted less than usual, but it was really my goal at the start of the month to cut that budget and stick to it so that we could kind of try to make up for all the overspending we've been doing recently, and I guess that just was not realistic, so we'll see kind of what I do for June. For household, you can see we did not write anything in for household this week. We did not spend any money in household. Last time we checked in, we had $85.23 remaining, so that is still what we have remaining. So I do know that in terms of household items, we don't really need anything. I think we're pretty well stocked up on everything, so maybe some of this underspending in the household category can help offset the overspending and eating out. It's right about the same amount, so maybe we will even out in the end. We'll just kind of have to wait and see how the last couple of weeks of the month go. How many days do we have left in May? Today I'm filming this, it's May 23rd, so yeah, we have a full like 8 days left of the month, or 9 days left of the month, so we'll kind of see. We'll see how it goes. All right, for gas, last time I checked in, we still had $197.99 left in our gas budget, which is so nice because, like I said, gas prices have been off the rails. We spent $60 this week, so if we take that $197.99 minus 60, that means we still have $137.99 remaining. We will probably need to fill up again before the end of the month, but I don't anticipate that we will be using up our entire gas budget this month, which is good. Again, maybe offset some of the overspending in some of the other categories. We'll see. For spending, we had $300 left when we last checked in. We spent $100 of that, so we have $200 left. We always stick to our spending budget. We're really, really good about budgeting out money for everything we could possibly need to budget for between our typical budget and our sinking funds. So our spending money really is just extra spending for kind of anything we want. So we don't typically go over our spending budget ever. So that's good news. And then for miscellaneous, we didn't spend anything this week. And so we still have $70 in miscellaneous money, which again might help offset some of the overspending in some other categories. Maybe, just maybe, we will come in under budget overall. We'll see. Still got 9 days left. Okay, so $53.86 plus the $91.43 for eating out, $60 for gas, $100 for miscellaneous. So we spent $305.29 in variable expenses. Now obviously this total doesn't match this total because we've got the bills in there, which we'll talk about here in just a minute, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. So for our variable expenses overall, what do we have remaining? $528.79. Just going to do some backwards math here and make sure that's accurate. $818.30 that we had remaining last week minus that $305.29. That's $513.01. So I did some math somewhere wrong. Not sure what I did. I'll kind of figure out the math off camera and fix it, but overall, it wasn't a bad week. We definitely spent less this week than last week by a lot, which is good. That was what I was aiming for. And we still have a little bit of wiggle room to get us through the rest of this month. It may just all work out, even though, you know, the eating out and the grocery shopping is still, as always, over budget. Let's talk about bills here for a minute. I've already filled everything in. Weight Watchers, we talked about $22.95. That was actually a little bit less than what I budgeted for, so I did write that in green. The way that I've been handling my actual column here is if I come in under what I budgeted, I write it in green. If I come in over what I budgeted, I'll write it in red. And then if it's just kind of exactly what I planned, then I write it in black. So Weight Watchers did come in under budget a little bit. For Ashley, it came in right as we expected at 156. For Chase, it was 70, just as anticipated. And then First Merchants Bank, it looks like our minimum payment went down a little bit, and I didn't realize that when I paid it. Typically, I would just go ahead and pay the 58 that I had budgeted, even though our minimum payment's only 56. Just kind of to be consistent. I didn't realize that when I paid it, so I went ahead and paid the 56 that was due, so that came in just a little bit under budget then. What do we have left for the month? We have my husband's motorcycle insurance and car insurance that'll come out this week, and then we have Netflix that'll come out this week. In terms of bills, everything else here is variable, so we're looking good. There's no red on the page just yet. Obviously, eating out is over budget, but I don't get too caught up in semantics with my variable spending. If I'm over budget in one category, but I'm under budget enough to make up the difference in another category, then I'm okay with it. So no red ink yet. We're still on track to come in under budget overall, but we still have 9 days left in the month. So let's kind of see what we can do with this last like full week in May. Hopefully we'll be able to get through this unscathed without any red ink on the page. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me how you're doing with your May monthly budget. Are you looking forward to June and a fresh start? I know I am. We got a lot of things on the horizon for June. It's going to be a crazy busy month, so hopefully June will be okay, knock on wood. That's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, can you please give it a big thumbs up? That really helps out my channel. If you're looking for other ways to support me that are completely free, like this video, subscribe, hit the bell notification, check out some of my other videos. All of those are ways that you can support me without spending a dime. If you want to support me financially a little bit, you can definitely check out my Etsy shop, where I have all of my budget printables available. You can also check the description box below for my Buy Me a Coffee link. I just set that up. I got some requests from some of you to do that. So yeah, that's it then. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.